Welcome to a new episode of NFT Price Floor Podcast. Fasten your headphones and enjoy the ride.
Alrighty, GM to everybody. Happy Friday. We're so happy to have you guys back. We're so ready for this market update that we're going to be doing and hopefully talking about Chimpers NFT. It seems like the two community members that we invited haven't made it so far. I'm currently DMing Franklin, so might be good to wait a few minutes for them. But I just wanted to go ahead and get started because if they can't show up, for whatever reason, XYZ, we know that people are busy. It's Web3. Things change real quick, super fast. If that's the case, we can just go ahead and do a quick market update. But let me go ahead and get to my main man, my co-host, the son of Say, the lamb of Say, the coming of Say, and my biggest supporter since day one in these spaces. Appreciate it, man. Modern GM to you. How's it going?
Hey, GM, dude. It is a little early for me as usual. Not as early as it is for you, I'm sure. But always ready to start my Friday mornings with a little bit of just market update. Talk to some OG projects. Shoot the shit, just chill, man. So as always, can't complain. Happy to be here, and yeah, man, ready to start the day, dude. How's your Friday going?
Awesome. Pretty good, man. I mean, I'm just waking up, so I don't really know what Friday you're talking about. No, I'm kidding. I usually wake up at 5 a.m. modern, so that's like, it's kind of like your 7 a.m., which would be, I'm guessing, ridiculously early for you at this point. But it's all good, I'm used to it. I'm locked in. I've already had my coffee. And so it's good. It's good. Interesting to see what's happening in the market. As usual, Freaky Fridays. Why can't we get 15 days of peace in this space modern? Can you tell me why? Like, I don't get it, bro. It's like one Friday we're up, the next Friday we're down a little bit, the next Friday it's like doomsday for everybody. What do you think?
Dude, yeah, I agree 100%. It's because there's so many real world events going on right now, and it's swinging the market left, right, center, everywhere. So it's a lot of volatility, unfortunately. But that's what makes the crypto community so intriguing. You never know what's gonna happen. So that uncertainty, it is a little scary, but it's also a little bit of a gamble at the end of the day. So I mean, it's not something that we're not used to. So I mean, I don't know. I guess it's just kind of another day in the office, to be honest.
Yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, 100%. Um, I've never asked you this, Modern, by the way, and I'm really curious before we get started with our market update. I think that's what we're going to be doing. But let me ask you this question real quick, Modern. Where were you during the boom of NFTs in 2020, late 2021, 2022? Were you trading NFTs? Did you get any ETH JPEGs? Any any collections that I know?
Dude, I was deep in the game in 2021, bro. I was getting a bunch of OG collections. I wasn't minting them. I wasn't lucky enough to get, like Mechaverse OG or like, what was the other one? Hape Prime, Hape Beast, all these other insane mint day mints where if you had whitelist you were just making a ridiculous amount of money, bro. I was not lucky enough to get whitelist for any of those projects, but I was doing a lot of secondary trading and swinging on OpenSea left and right, and dude, those were fun fucking times, bro. I remember I think it was like mid-January where it was literally impossible to not make money. Like, if you weren't making money, I don't know what to tell you. You just had to be doing something wrong. I don't know if you just, bought a bunch of NFTs and maybe didn't check your wallet for a year, or you forgot the password or something, but it was just, dude, you had to be there. It was a very different time, bro. I mean, you had like normal, like these, what do you call it? Like just regular like accounts on Twitter just posting like, oh, is the metaverse the future? Like people are talking about this. Gary V was everywhere, like shorts, TikToks. I mean, bro, it was a crazy time, bro. You had to be, I mean, were you there? I don't know. What was your 2021 experience like, bro?
Dude, I was there. That's exactly what I was asking you because I didn't see you anywhere. I never found modern.eth. Uh, but no. and you clearly were not the son of Eve. But no, it's cool to know. That's really great. Thanks for sharing, man. Yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and start with this quick market update. I do see a few Chimpers community members down there. I see Clocked and Smoot. If you guys want to come up here and talk with us about Chimpers community and NFTs, would definitely love to see that. Unfortunately, it seems like our two guests had something going on when we were going to get started. Yeah, pretty unfortunate, but it's okay. It's okay. We can still do a quick market update for you guys. As usual, you guys know that we love doing this, and with NFT Price Floor's platform, it's just pretty easy and convenient to do it as well. Looking at the Chimpers, if we can go ahead and get started with that, Modern. If we look at the Chimpers, since that was going to be our initial topic. Oh, we got Clocked here. Hey, Clocked, what's up?
Yo, what's up, guys? Good morning. Hope everybody's doing well.
GM to you, man. Good morning, and happy Friday to you. How's it going on your side?
Hey, it's going good, man. Going real good. Just chilling right now, having some coffee. About to hit the gym. Just saw that we got a new Chimpers GIF, a little good morning GIF. So we're all flooding the timeline right now, showing the chimps on the timeline. So yeah, if you don't have one, dude, definitely go buy one. It's a good time. There's been some dips in the floor. It's steadied out. It's been around 0.2 for, a few months now. And if you guys haven't been following along with Chimpers, man, they are absolutely killing it. Like, I'm in a lot of different NFT communities, some very good ones. And I'll tell you right now, the Chimpers team, it's to the point of I almost can't keep up with all the updates and everything they have going on every single day. It's like, can I swear? Are you guys good with that?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, holy shit, man. I'm like, I can't fucking keep up with everything they have going on. And on top of that, it's not just that they have everything going on. The founders are right there with you. Like, if you have a question, they're in your DMs. They got you. They're like, honestly, like Insight, it's to the point I'm thinking the Insight is a clone and there might be like 100 to 500 of him, because no single person can be this active and good with answering questions and helping community out and onboarding people as them. And also their Web 2 presence is like off the chain. Their Instagram, their TikTok, they have like over 500,000 followers on each of them, millions of impressions. There's a few charts and graphics out there that put them, I mean, it's like there's pudgy penguins, there's the Clanosaurs, and then there's Chimpers, man. And there's not many out there that are doing it as big on the Web 2 side as Chimpers and pudgy penguins. So in my mind, I feel like it's only a matter of time until people catch on to what's going on with Chimpers and how strong it is and how good the team is. So yeah, I'm just chilling, I'm vibing, and we'll see what happens. I know that it's coming. The community knows it's coming. So yeah, and you can feel the sentiment kind of changing on the timeline right now. To NFTs are coming back. People are getting burned in shit coins. Oh, it's a skill issue. It's not a skill issue, bro. These motherfuckers jeep this shit for $8. like ain't nobody getting rich out here but the motherfuckers that are rugging you every single day for their $8.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna go ahead and stop you there real quick, Locke, because you just shared so much alpha that I would honestly, really talk about, if you don't mind. Would love to, make this more about you, if that's okay. Thank you so much for coming up here and, be willing to talk to us about Chimpers. We did do a deep dive, on Monday, actually. We did share a thread. And one of the most interesting things, I'm a total Chimpers newbie. I'm not going to lie, Locked. I'm a total Chimpers newbie, but we have a community member, no, not a community member, a team member who has been talking about Chimpers nonstop, dude. His name is Nano, and oh my god, bro. It's like the third week that he's been telling me, can we have a Chimpers space? Can we have a Chimpers space? I'm like, bro, I'm not going to be pumping your bags on spaces with NFC Press, but, he just kept on saying it again and again and again and again. And then I am a big fan of Whale Swoosh, Whale Mocha, whatever he calls himself these days. And I did notice that he did a pretty cool thread on you guys. Well, it wasn't solely Chimpers, but he did mention Chimpers, and he basically, it was like one of these cool art things that he does where he mentioned 3 or 4 NFT projects. I think it was alongside with like Pudgies, Doodles, teams that are actually building and coming back right now. And I was like, all right, well, if Whale's talking about Chimpers, I have to find a reason to talk about Chimpers too, right? Which I love, because I'm not going to lie, like I've been DMing a bunch of team members, trying to get them into our spaces, and unfortunately they cannot join. But I'm not complaining, because they're literally, their answer is like, dude, I have so much on my hands right now that I'm not even sure if I have like even 30 minutes to come up here and like talk to you nonstop about, Chimpers and everything. Everything that you can find out about Chimpers is on their website, I think, Clocked. Correct me if I'm wrong, please.
Yeah, there is, but like I said, they just have so much going on that it's, even being in the community and like following along every day, it's still like I see shit and I'm like, holy shit, this is going on. Like they just partnered with them, they just did this, they just dropped that plushie line with U2's, which they're like, that's a huge Web2 company for toys, so that was pretty dope.
Yeah, and like one of the things that surprised me the most when we were talking about when I was doing my research on Chimpers is the fact that these guys basically started without a roadmap. That's something that when I read that, I was like, okay, well, this is a completely different meta. I see eight me a cake. Eight me a cake. It's down there reacting. If you want to come up here, more than welcome, man. By the way, Smooth, once again, invite's always open. If you want to come up here and talk a little bit about Chimpers. But yeah, Clock, I was mentioning the fact that these guys started without a roadmap. And yet, the floor price has been moving. As we know, the space, that's just how it is. But it's been steadily going up over the past few weeks, I feel. Or it's been at least at point 2, which is pretty cool for a collection. It's like, it seems like you're finally finding a solid community that's not going to be cheating like their freaking meme coins, like you just said, for $8. Obviously, that's not the case for Chimpers. A Chimper right now, by the way, guys, it's 0.21 ETH. That would be $561 if you got those. So I do think it's a really good entry point if you're considering getting into the Chimpers NFT community. What are your thoughts, Modern? Are you ready to join the Chimpers?
Yeah, dude. I do think that's a good entry. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, $500 in this economy, bro. It might sound like a lot, but that's not that crazy, bro. I'm not gonna lie. That is not a crazy entry. Clock though, I kind of wanted to ask you a question. So now that I finally have the floor, I'll ask you, dude, what was your onboarding experience like for Chimpers, man? Like, when did you buy in? What was that like?
I think I bought in. I'm not exactly sure. It's been a few months. I haven't been like an OG member. Yeah, it was, but I've always been like watching Chimpers. Like I said, I've always been in close connection with Insight. I'm telling you, there's multiple of him. There's no way that is one human being running all that shit. But yeah, he's always kept me updated with what was going on and stuff. And I played, I made some content for one of their games that they had out, and it actually like took off pretty big when I killed what's his name, Gordon, the Bored Ape dude. He ended up like reposting it and everything, and it was pretty cool. So it got a lot of attention on their game. And then I think like right after that I joined the community because I was like, man, I'm like close with everybody. I'm playing the games and stuff. I was making content, so I was like, all right, it's time for me to chimp it and fucking join up. So I snagged one there, and then I snagged a couple after that, and yeah, I just keep looking at the floor, man, and it goes lower, I buy. It goes up, I love it. So I'm just chilling.
Yeah, I just went ahead and pinned that GM GIF that you were mentioning at the very beginning. I don't know if that's the one that you were talking about, Clocked.
Yeah, they just put out the new GM GIF, and they're doing like a little incentive to flood the timeline to get a tier 1 gem. So they're always doing stuff like that. They're always hooking up community members and shit like that. Like I was just chilling one day, and Insight was like, "Yo, give me your address," and I was like, okay." And boom, like 2 days later, I had a Chimpers card in my mailbox, man. So it's awesome seeing stuff like that. I honestly, like I told you guys, I've been a part of a lot of communities, and this was the first one that actually sent me something like a physical item. So that was pretty dope.
That's super dope, actually, that you mentioned that, because I do love it when projects are more than just hanging out in our little tiny metaverse, that I like to call it. Have you participated on any like Chimpers related events or call-ups? Because I do know that they have done a bunch of IRL events. Have you had the chance to participate on any of them?
I have not, but I've seen they have done a lot of IRL events, which some of the ones they've done with like their arcade games and shit, dude, looked fucking awesome. Like their booth setup they had at some of the places were really cool. But they have been also, like I said, they've been incentivizing community members to do meetups, and they get benefits off of doing meetups. They get different types of rewards and stuff. So it's really cool what they're doing. They're trying to push, community members to meet up and do other things. So yeah, I'm telling you, like they're just so nonstop, and it just never stops with them. So yeah, I love it. Every day is something new. So let's keep it going. You got to do something new and keep it fresh around here, other than just talking.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think it's really interesting that you mentioned that Insight thing because, having is he like a founder in the team? Am I
Yeah,
wrong?
he's one of the founders. It's him.
Okay,
It's him, Timpers, and I
Chimpers.
believe his name is Punk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just great that you're mentioning that as well, because I definitely had a few questions when I was trying to find which community members to actually ask to join the space, because I do think their team is actually sort of big, at least from what I could find on the website. I think it's like 8 to 9 team members, which is pretty dope. But just the fact that you mentioned that Timbers seems to be all over the place is insanely cool. Modern, what are your thoughts on Chimpers in terms of community and all that? I would love to ask you when it comes to socials, because I always like to ask these questions. When I see that NFT communities are getting out of here and jumping into Instagram. I don't know yet if Chimpers have a TikTok. Have you seen Chimpers on Instagram Modern? And if you have, would you mind sharing a little bit of what they're doing?
Yeah, dude, I can't say I'm a big Instagram guy, but I will say I do see a shit ton of Chimpers PFPs everywhere, bro. They're one of those communities that they kind of like band together. They have a very, if you know, you know type thing going on where it's like not a lot of people are in the know, but like if you do know, you're happy about what's going on. So it is cool to see that, they have a strong community and they know what's up. Cause you have communities like Pudgies, right? And everybody's just like, oh, look at this, look at that. Chimbers is kind of like, you see us, you know us, but if you don't know us, well, you're lost. Like they got an interesting thing going on. But, I can't say from personal experience that I know, myself what they're cooking behind the scenes, but dude, hopefully someday, $500 isn't that much money and I could just fucking sweep them, bro. I could get a few for myself.
All right, Modern. You just said that you were trading ETH NFTs back in 2021, and now you don't really want to buy a Chimper. I don't really know what you mean. But okay, dude, fine. Say whatever you want. No, I'm just kidding. But uh, once again, pretty cool to hear everything that you're sharing, Clocked. It's just great. We got uh we got Cheeses here. I want to go ahead and welcome Cheeses. Hopefully it's a question about Chimpers NFT.
Let's
If
go.
not,
Cheese is an OG.
all righty, let's go ahead and bring Cheeses up then. I'm going to go ahead and trust Clock blindly because he has a Chimpers NFT PFP. What's up, Jesus? Can you hear us now?
Yeah, I'm here. I didn't know with the PFP change clock that nobody was letting me up. I'm like, damn, I ain't never took this long to get on stage somewhere. But yeah, no, clocked is 100% accurate, man. Insight is 100. I mean, if you DM him, he will respond usually within an hour. If you have questions about Chimpers. I remember 2 years ago when I was first introduced to Chimpers. I mean, it was nonstop, and it's still to this day. I just spoke to him this morning in DMs, and he was bugging me when Cheese is chimp again, because I did sell most of my chimps, like all of them at the like Pico top at like 1.4. But I'm still active, still support the community. Clocked is one. There's a lot of creeps, that are, Chimpers holders. But that team is constantly cooking, bro. And you guys were just talking about socials. The team for, Chimpers is massive on TikTok, massive on Instagram. They're in comparison right there next to Azuki and Pudgy Penguins. This tweet right here from Insight, June 27th, Instagram, 273 followers in 4 months. TikTok, 266,000 followers in 4 months. Their content is just nonstop on both of those platforms. Insight's been putting out a lot more video content lately, giving you some behind the scenes stuff going on. They're actively building on base. They're following blockchains that are actually building and have momentum. So they're not staying stagnant, just sitting still on one blockchain. But yeah, I mean, bro, they started at the very beginning with Board Chronicles, and that was Timbers was kind of like looking at that as a way of paying homage to, Board Ape. And that's where the 8 Chronicles came from. You had the 8 Chronicles. If you collected them all, then you were able to exchange those and get a diamond fleece. And then the diamond fleece was then burned for a Genesis Chimper. There's 100 of these. There's only 3 left to reveal. I think the team owns 2. Somebody else owns 1. And then that's what gave you your Genesis Chimper. And then at that point, you were left with what I call stripper glitter, because you were given an NFT that was this pile of diamond dust, and nobody knows what this stuff's going to do. I sold mine for 3.5 ETH, about a year and a half ago. And it's hard to get them right now. There's not very many. There's only 90 some odd, NFTs. They will not say what they are, and what it's going to do. Chimpers is so young that they're an OG project, but they're young in the fact that they haven't talked about a token. I know it's going to come at some point. Like, there's so many things that they're building, like Clock's saying, that, they're not taking the traditional route of like shoving a token down your face and just like moving on from there to do a raise. They're actually giving their community products, their community centered more around, IRL meetups, products, the cards like Clock got mailed, a quick story, and don't let this be a lack of wallet security. But we had a creeps holder that bought in. He did something dumb as shit. He lost both his Chimpers, and the Chimpers team actually hooked him back up with another Chimper. But this guy is 100% ever since he got into the Chimpers community. He's just been lights out tweeting and tweeting and tweeting about Chimpers. And, so the guys are very, very nice. Like I said, Timbers and Insight are twin brothers. Timbers is the artist. Sir Joey is over like brand partnerships, and like comms. And then Insight is your go-to man. I couldn't be more bullish on a project than, Chimpers. One, because they haven't stopped, bro. They've just been going nonstop all through the bear. They were dropping cool shit. And I think we're going to see some massive stuff come from them. They're just really quiet. So, yeah, if you have the money, definitely check them out. And that Genesis floor at 3 ETH. Oh my God. Dude, the Genesis floor just last week, there was one available for like 1.7 ETH. And I was so tempted to swap a creep, with the guy that owned it at 1.7 and I just didn't. But yeah, if you're fading Chimpers, then I don't know what to tell you. They're a fantastic group.
Thank you so much for sharing all that amazing info, Jesus. Two things. First of all, I just pinned the most recent tweets you wrote, I think, on Chimpers, and I fucking loved your thread on our NFT stead. What's up, Craig? Great to see you there. If you want to jump up here, that would be great to have you. And then, Jesus, you're going to think I'm crazy, dude, but I feel like I've been in a space with you previously. I don't really know.
Probably so. I host spaces every day from 11 to 1. So, and then on top of that, I'm constantly, jumping in and out of, different spaces. So trying to get everywhere I can, to meet as many people as possible. So.
Do you have a red creep?
Do I have a red creep? No.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking about Lord.
Oh, yeah.
That's who you're talking about.
That I was with. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, no, I normally have a blue one with like Mickey ears and all that shit, but I'm on protest right now. I'm protesting. Everybody's bags are up, but creeps. I'm like, what the fuck? Pump my bags, bitches. I need somebody to pump it. So yeah, I'm fucking hyped this morning, bro. But yeah, I'm all over the place, man.
Love that. No, absolutely love that. And, hopefully we can get some of the creeps up here as well to tell us why they're not pumping. Cause I've always been curious about that community. I've actually loved it since day one. Unfortunately, at least in my case, I'm on a poor chain. So whenever the floor goes up, it's really hard for me to get into it. But we got Rich Modern over here, the son of Say, the legend of Say, the Lamb of Say. That's what we call him. And he's got, everybody in Say is just waiting for him to pump her backs. And unfortunately, it's been going the other direction.
Exactly, bro. I do this shit every day and I'm like, why can't we pump our floors when everybody else around us is pumping? And it's aggravating, but creeps is another time. We've always had a very low supply listed, but you can go check all my information out on that. But yeah, Chimpers, man. Chimpers are, I would say, one of the most slept on projects, and brands in the space. They were just at Comic-Con, I think. Was it Comic-Con or they were in Vegas? I think it was Comic-Con. They were there. I mean, they're all over the place. And, Insight usually spends, I think, like half the year in the States. And then the rest of the year he's over in London, with his brother. And, but yeah, man, you ever got a question, just hit up Insight. And if you can't get in touch with them, DM me, DM Clock, and we'll get you in touch with Insight or somebody from the team, if you have questions. But a fantastic community over there.
Question for you, Jesus, since you just mentioned, the fact that their socials are pretty active, Instagram, TikTok, and now they're doing plushies as well. Are they sort of following what Pudgies are doing? And do you think they're doing it because that's the way things should be done nowadays for NFTs? Do you agree with that? Would you like to see a little bit of, something different in terms of what Chimpers are doing? And if they are, I do know that you already mentioned a ton, but maybe if you don't mind, please tell us a little bit more, like what makes Chimpers different from any other NFT projects that are either pumping or whose communities are still really, really active until today?
For me, bro, Chimpers is just, they've been dropping everything that we're talking about that they dropped like through the bear has been things to keep communities engaged. And I was in the space yesterday with Shiv and we were talking about NFTs and what's different from this cycle to the last cycle. And it's, the culture is still there and that's what they were targeting all through the bear while they were building stuff. They were dropping new arcade games, like Clock said, the one, I can't remember the running game. But it's just really simple stuff to keep the community engaged. And this limited drop from, this limited plushie that they did, it was only open for 2 weeks. So it's not like they're trying to go mass market, Walmart's, Targets, everywhere like that. To me, it was more so of a first run. Let's see how the community reacts. From what Insight said, it was very well received. And I look at them as doing the opposite. While everyone was sitting there building, they were already dropping, cheap mint NFTs on base. They were doing this months ago. They were doing this shit probably a year ago. And now you see like Osif with Rec Guy when they were doing the Pac Moon shit. Like all these people were starting to do these different versions of mintable NFTs on base. And, but Chimpers was doing it first. So like they were providing different things for their community, beyond that. And bro, there's only so much brands can do with products. So it's either you got to have a toy or a plushie or a fucking hoodie. Moonbirds killed fanny packs for everyone. So don't even think your project's giving you a fanny pack.
Yeah, or a pair of socks, man.
Yeah.
Fanny packs and socks.
Yeah,
man.
Doodles
That's
killed the
Web3.
gold socks for sure. But yeah, I mean, it's, there's only
What
so
about the
many.
G-Shock? What about the G-Shock from Doodles? What do you think of that?
Hey, I thought the G-Shock was dope, bro, because it's not a Rolex. I think it was a unique thing that I was surprised by it. But Doodles is killing it. I mean, look at the videos they're putting out. They're about to be at the Toronto Film Festival with a fucking movie or TV show or something. And and they have some of the biggest names in rap out here fucking talking about Doodles. So like these brands, I don't think we're going to see this big massive bull run. We're going to have some new NFTs that come in with some Ponzonomics that people are making fucking money. And then the brands, you see all these charts running up and Bored Ape's up 4 ETH because everybody knows Bored Ape. It's like programmed in our fucking, and other NFTs. Sorry, everybody keeps fucking calling me right now. These other NFTs, these older OG brands are the ones that have been building and stuck around and delivering through the bear for their community. Those are the ones that are going to stand out. And those are the ones that are going to pop. I'm sorry if you hold Cool Cats. I don't think nothing's happening there. Go fucking weed them and get some chippers. That's what I'm telling you.
Do you think Cool Cuts are going to be able to get another Thanksgiving balloon on the Macy's Parade this year?
I don't know if they got the money for it.
That was
I'm
pretty
not
dope to see that though. Not gonna lie, like that was awesome seeing that Cool Cat in the parade.
Bro,
Yes.
I got the thing back here on my shelf, the Blue and Chugs. He's still in the fucking box. I was like, I'm buying one of these, selling this motherfucker for 20 ETH because nobody was buying them. Nope, I got rugged.
If you don't sell, it's not a loss, bro. It's not a loss.
Well, I don't know. My shelf's fucking leaning with this thing on it. That's how heavy it is in my bags. But yeah, no, man. I don't know. It's, as, Camel from Sugartown came in our space the other day. I think he's been following Luke and that's around and he was just saying the word proliferation nonstop. But he's not wrong. And Luca Nets is not wrong. You have to get your brand in front of people. So if you're mad that your floor price isn't going up, if you're mad that, and the founders are building or there's stuff coming, then guess what, guys? Start creating content. Start fucking writing threads. Start doing things. Hopping in spaces that you normally don't hop in. Try and get on stage. Don't go up there on fucking snake oil salesman shilling your shit. I could have easily leaned into Noble asking about creeps right there, but I didn't. It's about fucking chimpers. Inform yourself about other projects, rep your PFP, and they're like, well, fuck, that creep guy knew what the fuck he was talking about. What's going on with creeps? So just get out there and proliferate your fucking bags to go
yes,
up.
Sir. Tell him, Cheese. And hey, since Cheese is very, being real nice, I'm a shill Cheese. This man is a fucking legend. He is a Spaces OG. He has a space at 11 today, right?
All right. Yeah.
Everybody in here, follow this man, put his notifications on, hop in the spaces. It's always insightful. They're always on point. Market updates, creeps updates, just general, sediment in NFT world and what's going on. I got to run, but last thing before I go, I just wanted to say, about people when they look at floor price and they're like, oh, why is the floor not moving and stuff? That happens a lot in NFT communities. I will say, in this community though, when the floor is low, I've literally never seen anybody complain. The floor goes down and I see chimps say, ooh, there's some nice ones on the floor. I'm gonna go grab that. And it's never a complaint when it's down because we know the team is doing what they're doing. And one of the awesome things about it is you guys said no road map or whatever. And that's what I've loved about Chimpers. We've never been like promised this or promised that or told we're going to get the world or, they just straight fucking put their heads down and just deliver shit. And honestly, I can't ask for any more. So I'm going to be chilling. I'm going to be holding. And that floor is going to be have to be pretty fucking high for me to sell.
He means 0.5
Yep.
ETH.
Yo, thank you so much for coming up here, Clock.
Don't track my wallet.
I know you said you had to run, but no, I really appreciate you coming up here and, showing up for the Chimpers community. Unfortunately, Cheese says, I don't know if Clock shared this with you, but we had, Insight, we weren't ever like 100% sure if he was going to be able to make it, but we did have, I think Franklin, who was going to join us as well. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it at the very end either.
Oh, really?
But
Did
yes.
you message Insight?
Yeah, I did, but he did tell me, like Clock just said, he's either a clone or dude's got like 20 arms and, he can't be doing so many things at the same time. So we totally get it. It's fine. It's kind of early. Could P be in London right now, Jesus? Maybe you
It
would
doesn't
know that
matter. It's
also.
no, fuck no. I'm looking right here. I was talking to him this morning at 7:53 East Coast time. So yeah, it was right after I put that tweet up that said, what the fuck did I even say? My bags are down or some shit. Can somebody pump my bags or something? Or no, the NFTs are back. Somebody pump my bags. But I just now DM'd him, said, get in this space, bro. So
Yeah,
we'll
he
see.
said in the Chimpers chat that he was on a call and he couldn't hop on stage. So
Oh shit. Sounds like some founders I know.
yeah,
Look at this guy.
you know what
Talking them
how
up.
these founders are, bro. These fucking founders, man.
They get
All right.
busy until it's time to come get to work, huh?
Yeah, right.
That's
All right,
funny.
boys, it's been real. It's been awesome. I'll catch up with you guys some more. Thanks for having me up. Always a pleasure. Catch y'all later.
I appreciate you, Clock. Thank you so much for showing up. And once again, feel free to jump in whenever you want to jump in. Floor's open for you whenever you want to come. Jesus.
Yo.
That sounded weird when I said it. I feel for Clock. Jesus, tell us about, tell us about the physical cards that you guys are getting, or amulet cards, or like, what's the deal with those? And do you think this is why the floor has pumped significantly in the last few days?
No, I don't think so. This has been coming out for a while. I'm not 100% confident on, like, I can't speak like 100% on exactly, how the community were able to grab these. I think it may have been from dojo points within, cause they just upgraded their whole website recently. All the stuff you see when you go to the website, the dojo had always been there, but everything else on there, has been like really updated here within the last few months. But I know Clocked ended up getting one of these. I don't have any of the cards. That's what dude, there's like 3 different card sets that they have out to my knowledge. But this one Arcada Degen is the newest thing, that they have out. But, yeah, I can't really speak too much on those. I know they had a video that dropped on it not long ago. They have, what's his name? I'm trying to think of his name. Australian guy, I think. He does all their videos, their updates, like every month, and, really well put together. I'm trying to find one, so I can pin the last one. But I know he runs through those cards on that last update.
Yeah, I went ahead and also pinned Goya Beans. I did notice that you wanted to come up here, Goya. Sorry I didn't get to you on time, but if you still want to come up here, more than welcome. I also pinned your GM post. Jesus, where's your new GM gift that you got from Chimpers? That's what I heard. That's what the alpha is today.
I didn't get shit. I'm gonna message Insight. Well, of course, I don't have any Chimpers. Dude, I go around shilling about Chimpers non-fucking stop, and I don't own a single one. Not yet. But I will end up getting, I really want the Genesis.
All right, I guess my question is then, how many Chimpers are you going to get as soon as you get to sell your Cool Cat?
I don't know. I don't have Cool Cats either. I never bought that shit. It was dumb. The fucking token and pouring milk all over yourself. No. I might be a creator on Rug Radio, but I'm not pulling a Farouk and fucking drowning myself in milk for everybody. Insight just said trying to wrap up this call and he's going to jump in.
All right, beautiful. Thank you so much for bringing him up here, Jesus. If you can do that, you're our man. Once again, thank you so much for jumping in. Modern, any questions you got for Jesus or man here? Feel free to ask him a little bit about Jesus and his background in his name, I'd say.
Yeah, dude, I was gonna ask, what NFTs do you own, bro? Because you just went on this whole spiel about how Chimpers are the greatest, and you're like this super OG, and you're like, oh yeah, well, I don't even own any, but like, they're cool and all. Like, what do you own, bro?
I have 27 creeps. At one point, I was the second largest holder of creeps. I did have, of all their combined assets, secondary assets, and all, I had like 900, assets. And then the team decided to decommission those and give us points for a token. So, yeah, I'm down bad. So I need somebody to give me some alpha so I can make about 250K back real quick. Dude, I've owned all kinds of shit. But as you know, you can't be too emotionally, connected to this shit, because if you do, you end up holding 27 creeps, and you can't sell them. So you gotta not pick out shit that you like unless you're just wanting to hold it forever. Because if you fall in love, with too many JPEGs, you're going to get holding the bag. But I've, more so anything above creeps, I've always just bought in, flipped, and, but I stay active within those communities and still support the ones that I like. But yeah, I mean, I've been here since, late 2019 and, totally slept on, Bored Apes. Just didn't even think about it. At the time, I was like so new into NFTs. I'm like, why in the fuck am I going to pay 12 grand for a picture? I just didn't understand the concept. And I was more into, on the BNB chain, I was a Safe Moon fucking whale. Sold that shit at the damn near Pico top and then it crashed. And that's when I moved over into NFTs. Ever since, man, I love it. Actively helping a lot of communities right now. And gaming, if you're not buying gaming NFTs and tokens right now, I'm telling you, you see this shift going back into NFTs. You see everybody tweeting about it, Beanie's tweeting about it, C-Phrase saying I'm sweeping, all this bullshit. Like, these are some of the guys that have some of the biggest positions in gaming NFTs and tokens. And if you're not doing your due diligence on some of these ones that are about to pop off, then you're going to miss the boat on the gaming side. And if you don't want NFTs, just go buy their token. There's a lot of tokens that are down right now, that I think are going to perform really well.
That's actually what I wanted to ask you, Jesus, because I think Clock did mention of a possible token drop coming from Chimpers. Do you think that's going to be a thing? Or, I mean, you did mention milk from Cool Cats and not, throwing any milk on top of you. Do you think that's something you would be willing to do for Chimpers, depending on what your token is?
I think they'll end up doing a token. How soon? I don't know. I would definitely look to get into as early of a round as possible. That's one of the brands that I would definitely throw some money in. I'm in on quite a few other angel rounds right now. And, but I would definitely jump in on Chimpers that I can see, because they have so much support. They have so many big holders, as far as, even the Bored Ape community, the punk community. I mean, you go and look on there, you have Bitcoin Johnny, Castronaut. I mean, these are some big fucking people that are in, Chimpers. Eric Ebron, the former tight end for, Indianapolis Colts. He holds some. I mean, there's a lot of people that hold Chimpers, and you just don't know about it. So, but yeah, I could definitely see them end up doing a token at some point.
That's something really interesting that you just shared. The fact that there's a bunch of holders, like key OG. I mean, maybe not OG, but like big holders of some specific NFT collections out there that people don't even know about, or if they do, they probably forgot about them. I'm just thinking about, back when Utes were doing Utes list, and they were, I think they mentioned Wayne Rooney even at some point, and they were like, Wayne Rooney, you replicate, like, you've been accepted into the Utes list. How do you think, those actors will come back into the space? Like, do you think it's a possibility to bring them back into the space without necessarily, having them launch their own fucking coin and fucking having it come down 99% after like 2 weeks?
Yeah, I don't know. I think we've kind of seen as much of that meta as we're going to see, like with meme coins. I mean, somebody could end up doing something, but I don't know. I see brand, like I was saying, it's about like, for me, it's more about like brand recognition. So I don't think it's going to be, as far as NFTs go, I don't think it's going to be like celebrities trying to come out with their own NFT. I think it's going to be celebrities trying to tie into NFTs in a different way than when we seen the whole MoonPay Bored Ape meta, where that was going on, where MoonPay was buying Bored Apes for, different celebrities. I don't think we see that this time. I think we see more of a doodle side of things, like Pharrell is an active advisor team member. And we see those kinds of things like Creeps, for instance. One of their biggest partners is WME. So, they represent some of the biggest people, celebrities in the world, from actors, gamers to musicians. So that's the kind of correlation I see coming together. And with the whole FTX thing and Tom Brady, and I don't know, I think celebrities are scared, and I think their agents are telling them to stay the fuck away, until we get more clarity. This election's really going to determine, for me, the course of where the United States stance is on crypto and stuff. And I really hope Donald Trump comes out, if he's elected, and says, like, within the first 100 days, I want to establish X, Y, and Z for, Bitcoin, if there is a national reserve for it, things like that. So, we're in a wild spot right now. But I think NFTs are going to fucking cook. That's my thought on it.
Modern, what are your thoughts on that, given that you're in American soil?
Yeah, dude. I 100% agree with him. I mean, I think celebrities are scared shitless to even touch crypto in any regard whatsoever, NFTs or, even co-signing, endorsing anything along those lines because of, all these lawsuits and controversial things going on. I mean, I'm sure with, hopefully in the next year or so, we see a shift in just overall sentiment, and hopefully, people will be more open to things like, crypto and, just everything in the industry. But I mean, like you said, I mean, people are banking on the, Trump getting elected and hoping that that kind of pumps their bags a little bit. I hope it's not kind of just, sell the news type thing, and there's actually, we make progressions and things actually, happen. But yeah, I mean, we're definitely in an interesting time, for, endorsing stuff. So, I mean, that's kind of just wanted to add on to that.
Love that. Yeah. I mean, we've kind of turned political, but it's always interesting to hear what you guys have to say about that, because I do believe that it's really important in terms of what this is going to do to our backs in the long term, and I can definitely see how that's coming. Cheeses, last question for you.
Yeah, because I got to run to my space here in just a minute.
Awesome. Yeah, just last question for you, any advice that you would give anybody who's trying to join the Chimpers community? Like, what's the first thing that they should do, in your opinion, to join the community, get everybody's support?
I would say dude, quite honestly, put a tweet out that says, I'm interested in at Chimpers, and tag Insight, and just put like one of those just tweets out there that says, what Chimpers should I buy? I'm telling you, you need to get in touch with Insight. Insight can point you in the right direction. He will walk you through traits. He will send you so much information. Your mind will fucking melt. Short of that, pick up a Chimper, tag Insight, say, look at this beauty, and roll on. They'll add you to, Telegram chats, and Twitter chats. And, I think you'll enjoy it. Oh, there's Insight right now. Look at this guy. Look at this guy. Get your ass on the stage, man. I was on me call, mate. I had to get on me call. Nah, I'm not gonna talk like that.
We got Goya Bean here first. What's up, Goya Bean? Let's go ahead and welcome Goya Bean to the stage. How's it going?
GM. I was going to agree with the comment that Jesus just made about reaching out to Insight, because actually he onboarded me to the gym community yesterday, and like he said, man, he's all about it, man. He'll walk you through, he'll get you going, man.
I onboarded you to the Chimpers community yesterday?
Insight did.
Oh, Insight did. I was like, damn, when did I talk to you?
Actually, I've had my eye on the Chimpers for a while, and I have some friends that are in the community, but I never made the jump. But they really caught my attention because I'm like a base maxi. I'm actually a founder of a notable project over there, OG Project. And when they came over to base, they really got my attention there. And then Insight started chatting a little bit in a little like founder type group, and I'm all in now.
Love that, Goya Bean. Yeah, I actually pinned as I said, I pinned your GM GIF at the very top. Really cool GIF that Clocked shared the alpha with us today, Insight. So I definitely wanted to get you up here. Thank you so much for joining, man, and appreciate you having, taking the time to join us and at least be here with us, with one of your clones, because Clock did mention that it seems like you got like 10 clones, because there's so many things that you're doing at the same time. Is it that, or is it that you just have like 10 arms and you're like a fucking octopus over here?
To be fair, I don't know. I try to be everywhere. I try to multitask to the best of my ability. Sometimes, I miss spaces like this. But glad to have joined the back end of it, and sounds like it's been really fun. And shout out to Jesus, who has been crushing it. I just heard a little bit when I joined at the end there, so appreciate Jesus, and Gaia being as well, brand new chimp who just joined, see you on the stage, so it's awesome, that you're here as well, and great to be here.
Yeah, dude, I must say, I mean, this has been one of the weirdest and yet best spaces I've ever hosted with NFT Price Flare. The fact that we started with, initially we were going to have Franklin and you. I obviously knew that you were just a long shot because I know you're insanely busy, and the community has been saying that nonstop. Franklin didn't make it at the very end. I don't know what happened over there. I still have to go back and check the DMs. But dude, like, I kid you not, like a minute or 2 minutes after we were just talking, and being like, all right, it seems like we're going to be doing our super cool and fun and interesting market updates. Clock jumped in and he started talking to us, about Chimpers and a few of the updates that you guys have been delivering, which was amazing. And then we got Cheeses jumping in, which is really cool as well. Now we got Goya, and we finally got you, man. So just, huge congrats on that. Amazing.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. It sounds like there's been a few speakers up, so that's great. And the community are awesome. Always willing to jump in. I saw it float in a few group chats, and they're always here to chimp and share the project. So kudos to the community. They're always helping us out and chimping it up.
Awesome. Yeah, I know you're busy, man, and honestly, our space was sort of like coming to an end, but I did, just wanted to pick your brain a little bit and ask you like how now that we've actually met the community and we've seen what you guys have been doing, um, how do you get to that point in terms of keeping a solid NFT community, even though you guys started at the very beginning of your project by telling everybody that you didn't have a roadmap, that you weren't, be sharing, goals and seeing like where this was going to go. And yet you guys seem to have like a really strong community. So like, how do you guys build that? What tips could you offer to, future holders of Chimps NFTs as well?
Yeah, no, so yeah, when we started originally, like in 2021, that was, you know, spearheaded by Timpers, who obviously is an artist, and what we were doing back then was very much art focused and obviously tied to storytelling. I'm not sure if anyone had mentioned the Boring Ape Chronicles and that kind of series, but that's where it all originated from. And like to the point of there not being a roadmap, it was, yeah, to an extent, that kind of vibe, because it was, a small community of 100 people, and it was just, an art storytelling series, and we had fun experiences and rewards for the community. But as we progressed and created Chimpers, the goal and the mission kind of broadened, and, building on top of those pillars of art and storytelling, but looking beyond that into creating a brand and growing Chimpers as an IP. So although there wasn't necessarily a roadmap to what become somewhat archaic in the Web3 space, we still had certain goals and a strong direction. And yeah, just since we've been creating ever since May 2022, we've just been consistent. And I think that's probably the main driving point of why the community are so engaged. And there's still, since the 2 years, a ton of people who may have dropped off or not necessarily has been engaged, but there's always new people coming in, and new holders who enjoy the community spirit and what we're trying to build. So yeah, I think the consistency and having a strong direction and vision of what we want to do with Chimpers, it kind of helps to rally everybody behind that. And yeah, short term, we, can't let anything shake our long term belief on the vision and the community and the future. So I think all of those things help to keep the community engaged. And we have so many different things going on outside of just the brand building. We have games, we have in real life meetups, we have contests and giveaways and all these sorts of things that can help give back to the community and give them a reason to stick around and just have fun along the way. So yeah, I'd say those are the main things really. And yeah, for anybody who is creating a project, I suppose definitely keep those things in mind. Go into it with a strong direction, and I think if you have that, then everything else will fall into place.
Love that. Yeah, absolutely. Modern, any questions you got for insights?
Dude, I could listen to this guy talk all day. No questions on my end, bro. I'm just learning more and more about, all this Chimper stuff, because now I want to buy one. So please continue, dude.
Is this because he sounds like Stevie Modern? Is that what you're talking about? Sorry, Insight. We got a community member actually who's from Wales on the
Oh,
Say
really?
ecosystem.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm not Welsh, and there's that they might be offended that you've compared me to them, because yeah, the Welsh are very independent and patriotic. I'm up in Manchester, so not too far away, but yeah, we've got that probably northern twang.
You are absolutely right and accurate. It's actually annoying as fuck because he thinks like Wales is the most important country in the in the UK. Like that's the way I'm supposed to say it, right? I don't fucking know, dude. Like there's so many
Yeah,
fucking boundaries out there that I have to keep in mind, and I'm like, Stevie, dude, just embrace your fellow uh, uh, you know, nationals and like be happy that they're here and you guys share the accent. And if I mention the accent, holy shit, he's gonna come after me so bad. Like you have no idea. It's gonna be like, what are you talking about, Nobo? And then he goes into this rant of fucking like 10 fucks in like a single sentence. And then I'm like, all right, Stevie, I'm sorry. My ESL classes did not train me for this.
yeah. No, I was at university with someone from Wales, and they are very proud, very yeah. They love Wales, and it's good. It's nice. Love the Welsh folk. So yeah, that's great.
Modern, we got proof now that we can share this with Stevie. It's all in his head. It's all in his head. Um, no, but Insight, I guess, you know, one more question that I did want to ask because I read a thread that Whale Swish published a few days ago, and they did mention you guys in terms of like what you were doing on socials and in like Web2 as well, your Instagram communities, your TikTok communities. Um, by the way, I always like to share this with founders. Not, I don't really know if it matters to you or not, but I can see that a few, because when it comes to Instagram, I obviously use my IRL account, and I can see a few of the people that I know. I'm Salvadoran, by the way, really small country in the middle of Central America. We're like the smallest one, but it's cool to see. So it's hard for me to find, NFT holders and community members because not everybody's into the NFT thing. But it's cool to see that I can see three people from my own Instagram community that are following Chimpers already. Like three people that I know very well are also following Chimpers. And now I'm definitely going to go ahead and ask them, like, are you using Chimpers GIFs or are you using any other type of content that they're publishing? So like, how do you go about building that community, and did you guys start building that from the very beginning, or did you get into that meta you know getting the idea from like the success that Doodles and Pudgies have had on Instagram and TikTok as well?
Yeah, no, that's so cool to hear. It's yeah, always quite amazing hearing like people just Web3, and it happens a lot with a lot of the brands building on like socials. You'll hear that their friends or family have liked TikTok or shared an Instagram, and yeah, it's just so far-reaching. But yeah, I think it was in 2023 when we decided to set up the socials and try the short form Reels strategy, and it was purely out of how we can grow Chimpers outside of the Web3 bubble. And we've got this solid, strong community. How can we, you know, you know, continue the direction of our vision and growing Chimpers as a brand? It's almost impossible to do that if you're not being far-reaching in the areas that you're looking at. So yeah, we set up the Instagram and TikTok and started out by just creating reels around the characters. We'd decided to create mascots from Chimpers. So with this new kawaii art style, it was very much inspired by like some of the characters in Chimpers and some of the well-known like Master Chimpo, the sensei, and yeah, had like a front-facing mascot that people can be introduced to through fun, relatable reels and content without having necessarily to know much about the NFT side of things. And we was grinding away, and obviously I think at that time Pudgies were putting out content as well, and we was very much inspired by them. And again, we just stayed consistent with it, and went hard on the reels and building the community. And all over time it kind of spiraled, and some videos went viral, and yeah, we've just been doubling down on it ever since, really. And trying to grow the community beyond just Web3. And again, that's important for anybody that's building, with Web3 to reach outside of just the core audience and really expand that. So yeah, I think it's been over a year now that we've been grinding away with that and have managed to build it over 1 million on both TikTok and Instagram combined. So it's definitely been going great, and over time as we continue creating the content, we're building things to on-ramp this audience to learn more about Web3, and we started that with our website that we revamped, and this kind of overarching Chimpers brand that looks at both the Web3 community and the Web2 characters. And also with our collectible cards, we're building a map whereby we'll be doing drops, and we're looking to in the future have physical items, or when we're doing collaborations, bringing them on board through fun collectibles that brings to life the Chimpers characters and allows them to get their hands on part of the Chimpers digital side of things without having to know too much about Web3 and NFTs. So just gradually onboarding them seamlessly and continue the content push, really.
Love that insight. It's great listening to you, man. No, I completely agree with what Modern was saying. It's just amazing having founders up here. I didn't tell you this, but we have a team member who's been asking me to bring you up here nonstop over the past few weeks. But you're so busy, man, that, getting a hold of you is just really hard, but it's great. It's so fucking cool to see founders, especially ETH founders, who are still building in the space. Massive respect to you guys for, staying relevant in the space, because simply staying relevant, simply like remaining in people's heads, kind of like what Jesus just said when he jumped in, he was talking about Chimpers nonstop, and he had so many things to say, so many good things to say about you guys. It's just really cool when you can see that, and you can still see those ETH OG communities, still participating in the space and building and keeping an active community. So massive respect to you, man. Really admire you guys so much. Last 2 questions from me inside, and if it's too much alpha, it's okay. We completely respect you guys if you don't want to share that alpha, but just 2 questions. One, any token drops coming from your community? Because we had 2 community members that mentioned it. And then the other one is, would you guys ever consider bridging to another chain like Base? I'm asking this because I've seen a few tweets from people mentioning it, and it seems like some ETH communities are thinking about it, but I don't know if that's going to be a thing in the future. Anyways, any last few thoughts on those 2?
Yeah. For the token question, right now what we do have is a loyalty and soft staking marketplace. So every day, Chimpers who are unlisted will earn points daily, and they'll accrue that based on the rarity of the Chimpers and also participating in quests, retweeting posts, contributing to threads, etc. And with those points, you can spend them, on the marketplace that we have. So we've had like a bunch of rewards so far, and ranging from Timpers artworks to digital collectibles to physicals to gaming items from some of the gaming teams that we work with. And yesterday we released a physical bundle that all holders can claim, which just includes a few nice little goodies that are all Chimpers branded. And that's what we're focused on at the moment. It's this the point system and bringing value through the loyalty of the community. So that's one of the areas that we're looking at the moment. And obviously these points in the future may become tradable, but it's not something that's defined at all just yet. But it's one way for chimps to be able to contribute and get some value for participating. And then in terms of bridging, it's not something that we're doing. With Chimpers, we've got this one collection alongside the one of one collection, which are remaining on ETH. And alongside that, we have the collectible cards, and the thought process behind that is we wanted to build on an L2 chain that can allow us to, bring a lower point of entry and also, participation with our collectibles that, is, on a cheaper chain and one that's, consumer facing like Base. So we're building our collectible card app, which anybody will be able to, sign up to, and they'll be able to, participate in the drops that we hold, and all of these cards will be on Base. And as I mentioned previously, it's something that we want to grow beyond just the Web3 bubble and, bring people outside of the community onto the app. So yeah, that's the two areas that we're looking at. It's the ETH collections, but then that, way to onboard through Base as well. So yeah, Chimpers aren't bridging anytime soon, but we do have participation areas through the card app. So yeah, hopefully those help with the questions.
Absolutely, Insight. Absolutely. I don't really have anything more on my end. Modern, any other questions you would like to ask Insight? Modern Insight, just so you know, is the son of Say, the lamb of Say. He's the future of Say. Say is just a really small chain that we're a part of. It's a poor chain, but we love it and we like being there. So Modern, any last few questions you would like to ask Insight?
Nah, none for me, bro, but I am definitely gonna look into Chimpers, dude. Of all the communities we've had on this show every Friday, dude, I gotta say Chimpers are definitely at the top of the list right now, the ones I'm looking at. So I like what I'm seeing so far, and I look forward to learning more about them in the future, dude.
Alrighty, Modern just fudded, everybody. Modern just fudded Pudgy Penguins and Doodles. I don't know how he does that, but that's just Modern. No. But anyways, Insight, once again, thank you so much for coming in here, man.
Sure.
Huge shout out to you. Oh, sorry, go ahead. You want to say something?
No. Sorry, I was saying sure. It is a pleasure. And thank you for writing the thread. Obviously spotted that from when you guys posted it. Apologies I couldn't jump into the space sooner, but it's been a lot of fun chatting, and glad you guys have learned a bit more about Chimpers.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Once again, huge shout out to you, everything that you're building. Once again, you got like a massive supporter in our team. Now Modern seems to have fallen in love with you as well. It seems like he's gotten a thing for that accent because he also really likes Stevie. It's just weird. And and your community, man. Again, massive respect to you because keeping a community that lit, that's willing to come up here and talk to people and, just chill Chimpers. Not chill. Sorry, that's not the word that I mean. I mean talk about Chimpers in general and talk about everything that you guys have been building in the space so far. It's just truly amazing at this point, considering you're in ETH OG NFT community. So, this is, the end. Thank you so much to everybody who joined us. I see you. Thank you so much for joining us, man. Goya Bean as well. Clocked as well. Jesus. Thank you guys for coming up here and sharing your updates. I pinned a few of your tweets up there. Thank you for sharing that GM GIF alpha as well. And the rest of the Chimpers community, thank you so much for being here. We try to host these on Fridays. We try to bring back these ETH OG NFT communities to ask them what they're doing, what they're building, how do they keep their communities alive? Because this is something that at least me personally, I'm deeply curious about. And it's really cool to see and track everything that you guys are doing. A bit of an ad on NFTpressword.com. We are an NFT marketplace aggregator, and that's where we see everything that you guys are doing inside. Not saying that the floor price is everything in the space, but you do know that some people do end up carrying at least either that or some other metrics, volume, sales, etc. So once again, thank you so much, Insight. Thank you so much, the rest of the community, and hopefully we get to see you guys next week. Here we go. one for Modern's dad that I assume he was dancing back in the day.